What's Trending? I'm Cheryl Lazar. On the show today, we have actors Taryn Southern and magical host Justin Willman. And Adrian Grenier will help us shift the way we live. We'll also talk with Felicia Day about dragons and guilds and get a soothing live in-studio performance from Yuna. To interact with other folks watching the show, head over to our room on chill.com and do not forget to go to getglue.com right now and check in to earn exclusive stickers. It's October 25th, and here's what's trending now. The term Iraq received over 80,000 social mentions last Friday after President Obama announced that he will fulfill a campaign promise to withdraw all the U.S. troops from Iraq by 2012, effectively ending our nearly 9-year presence there. What's also interesting is that the term then dropped 300% over the weekend as football, Coldplay, and the return of the McRib pushed their way to the top of Twitter. The identities of the 17 jurors who rendered a not guilty verdict in the first-degree murder case against Casey Anthony may be released today. They are reportedly bracing for retribution from furious Justice for Kaylee cyber warriors. Usually juror names are released right away, but here the judge allowed a 3-month cooling off period. The question remains, though, should the names of the jurors be released at all? Less than 3 weeks after his death, an authorized Steve Jobs biography went on sale yesterday. The book reveals previously unknown insights about Jobs and Apple, most notably his fury at Google over the Android, and that design chief Johnny Ive was second only to Jobs in operational power. Many have also been really moved by his stories around his family, spirituality, and the afterlife. Walter Isaacsson's biography of Apple's co-founder might just be Amazon's top-selling book of the year. Stop! You can't search this! All right, MC Hammer is the latest among a growing group of celebrities who are heavily investing in the tech biz. The untouchable rapper and his new deep search engine project is joining the likes of Justin Timberlake, Ashton Kutcher, and even Kim Kardashian. We'll talk about the rise of the celebrity geek, as we like to call it here, and discuss if it's just for cool branding or actually has long-term legs. The World Series continued to trend after Game 5 of the battle between the Texas Rangers and St. Louis Cardinals. According to USC's Annenberg Innovation Lab, despite lower TV ratings than years past, social media engagement is extremely high. The top 3 mentioned people from either team are Cardinals superstar Alex Pujols, Cardinals manager Tony La Russa, and Rangers shortstop Elvis Andrus. The Rangers lead the series 3-2 as the team heads into Game 6 in St. Louis tomorrow night. And finally, it's time for our trend of the week, what we want to see trend. Stop bullying. October is National Bullying Prevention Month, and What's Trending is planning a special live 1-hour town hall this Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We're partnering with great organizations like the Trevor Project and MTV's A Thin Line, to name a few. And our goal is to work together to find some real-world solutions around cyberbullying and this growing social issue. We also hope that you, of course, can join us. And please take a moment to upload a photo or video of yourself holding a sign encouraging others to stop bullying too. But right now, we also want to encourage you to head over to our Facebook, Twitter, and blog at whatstrending.com to join the discussion. And now it's time for our real-time conversation. We're so happy to have you joining us online today. We also have our very hip in-studio audience. Yes, they deserve an applause. And over on the couch, it's our awesome What's Trending panel. He's hilarious. He hosts Cupcake Wars on Food Network and Scrabble on Hub Network. And he does magic. How about that?
Goodness. Hi, Shira.
He's Justin Willman. Or sometimes I like to call him Just Incredible.
Yeah, it's the old alias.
It's an
Good
old
to be here.
alias.
Big applause for that, right?
She's an actress, writer, and producer, triple threat. You've seen her on Rules of Engagement and all over the web. The beautiful Taryn Southern.
Thank you, Shira.
As usual, the lovely Melissa June Rowley to tell us what all of you are thinking throughout the show.
Yes, I am, so please join us in the discussion by getting in the chat room or tweeting us at What's Trending using hashtag WTLive.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Yes, right now. Now, Justin, you're busy with Cupcake Wars.
I
Tell
am.
us about that. You brought us some cupcakes.
I brought cupcakes.
Woo! You'll be getting some of it later. We will share.
It's kind of a curse. I mean, when you host a cupcake show, people are always like, well, you got any cupcakes with you? So Yes.
You're obviously
yes,
not
I
on
do.
a no-carb diet.
No, but I figure, for the studio audience, since they're looking so fierce over
They
there,
are.
we'll give them
They're
all-
looking. They want some.
We'll give them cupcakes, but you got to catch them. You got to catch them. That's the thing.
And you
Got my hands
also
on that.
are a magician, which is a nice little mixture here.
I am, right? You want to see it? You want to see a magic trick?
Yes, come on.
Okay, we'll do a
We're
quick
adults,
one.
but adults love magic too.
Adults love magic, right?
Yeah.
This is and since this is Halloween month, I thought I'd do something that's a little weird.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw a little hole in the hand. This is a portal. Studio audience, what is this?
A portal.
It's a portal. Watch the portal here. Hold on. Okay, this is gonna be kind of weird. Just watch the.
Don't burn down the studio.
No.
Wow, it's a portal, people. It's a portal. Wow.
Well, I like that.
What can you do, Taryn? What
Yeah,
you got?
Taryn, what do you have?
What
I
kind of
can't
magic
follow
you got?
him.
What kind of tricks do you have up your
Nothing.
sleeve?
Nothing.
Well, you have some tricks. Touch your boobies.
Oh, that's true. That's
The video. I don't even know if there was a good
which
segue
you
there.
were so generously
So
involved
amazing
in.
because I have a family member who passed away from breast cancer, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So
It is.
what was the video about, and how have people reacted to it?
Yeah, I started doing these breast cancer videos 2 years ago with my friend actress Jamie King, and we wrote all of these scripts and we didn't get to finish them, so we really were like, let's do this every year. Let's try to just keep making these. So this year was the Touch Your Boobies song, which you can find on YouTube.
And
If you
everyone
just,
wants to click on a video
you
like
just
that,
Google
right?
Touch Your Boobies.
Yes. It's got several demographics to it, which is great.
It does.
You know?
And Shira's a part of it. I got a group of great women who are all involved in the web community to be a part of the video. And we all touch our boobies for a good cause, because that's the point of doing your self-breast exam, and that's really the only way that you can catch it early and save yourself. And I too have family that have had breast cancer, and so it's really important cause to me, but it's also just, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we need to get out the
go
message.
do it.
Yeah.
Touch boobies for a good
Touch your
cause.
boobies.
Now, you're also becoming part of the team at X Factor.
That's true. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to be going over to the CBS lot to start my first day
So
on
exciting.
X Factor.
Woo! Let's go.
Wow.
We love that because Taryn and I have known each other forever. We actually hosted live streams together.
It's true. Shira and I are often teams. We are a team. We did Sex and the City together. We've done mini premiere, and my first job in Hollywood was with Shira. But yeah,
that.
this is, I know, we
We've come
go
a
way
long
back.
way.
We go way back.
Friends.
All right, well, let's continue moving on to more stuff. Both of our panelists here have wonderful websites, they really do. But there is another website that's in a bit of trouble. Yesterday, during a Ustream press conference, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange announced that his website may have to shut down by the end of 2011. The secret document publisher put the blame on a financial blockade that has inhibited millions of dollars of donations to his organization. Assange called the refusal by Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and Western Union to allow donations to WikiLeaks a, quote, dangerous, oppressive, and undemocratic attack led by the United States. Now, do you think the private banks have been influenced by the government?
Well, I think clearly it's like financial censorship, because there should be a free market for these kinds of things. He should be able to accept donations. If people want to give him money, he should be able to get that money, and the middleman is just cutting it off.
Well, is something like WikiLeaks, does it affect you? Does it even matter to you, Taryn? I mean, let's face the facts, to be honest.
Yeah, no, to be honest, it doesn't personally affect me, but I know it's hard. This is the one discussion that I was like, I'm just gonna wait to see what everybody else says, because obviously I'm aware, I'm completely aware of the impact that WikiLeaks has had, especially in the past year, but it's not something that I have found.
You feel necessarily
I haven't gone to the
connection
I have not gone to the website to
Yeah.
look at any of the material.
Well, we do have someone that is close to this subject matter, Trevor Tim. He's an activist at Electronic Frontier Foundation and WikiLeaks legal analyst. Trevor, thanks so much for joining us.
Great, thanks for having me.
So what was your reaction when you found out about all this and that now the site is suspended, that they're not sure they're going to continue?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really a shame, because the government kind of started this financial censorship about 6 months ago. Senator Joe Lieberman, when the WikiLeaks cables first came out, called Amazon up and said, stop hosting WikiLeaks, or staffed it. And then he went on TV the next day and said, I really hope all these other companies that are not supporting WikiLeaks, but just doing business with them, he really hoped that they listen to his message.
Well,
and
so
then
what does the future hold then of WikiLeaks? Is this the end? Are people sick of us, Julian in general? I feel like some people who did support the site are kind of feeling like this is another PR thing for him.
Well, I mean, they've actually run out of money. Like Visa and MasterCard, who don't do processing with them, they take up about, and PayPal, they take up about 97% of the world's processing, financial processing. Yeah. So there's no way for them to get money. And if there's no way for them to get money, there's no way they can continue to publish, because it takes a lot of money to run an organization. And, you know, I heard the guests talking before, and they were like, well, how does this affect us? You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be WikiLeaks, because whether you like WikiLeaks or not, this kind of just is a way for the government to get around the First Amendment. And it could happen next time to anybody, where the government says, okay, well, we can't actually shut you down, but we're going to tell all these other companies to stop doing business with you. So even if you don't like WikiLeaks, it kind of can end up affecting free speech.
Yeah, is it justified because of the sensitive material at hand? Do you want to be knowing on all of this? Should WikiLeaks be there and be allowed to present all these documents to society and the public? Well, Justin, I want to hear from our panel, and then we'll hear from
I was going to say, I mean, I think everyone's paranoia about like shutting WikiLeaks down. I mean, like, what are they so afraid of people knowing? You know, I mean, apparently there's some secrets that they don't want out if they're shutting it down so hardcore like this.
I mean, obviously, it's important that we have people out there that are trying to trying to find the truth and getting the truth out to the people. Yeah. And so that part is the scary thing, is not having that.
Yeah. So Trevor, is this full-on financial censorship that what we're seeing?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can just kind of go back and see what they said when they first started blocking WikiLeaks. They're like, well, they did something illegal. They violated our terms of service. But actually, WikiLeaks didn't do anything illegal. They did publish classified information, but once classified information is in the hands of publishers, they can publish it whenever they want. Like if you open up the New York Times, the Washington Post, pretty much every week you're going to see classified information on the front page. And this has been going on for decades and decades, and it's been established that this practice is just news gathering and is protected under the First Amendment. The government could go after the person who leaked the information, but once it's in the hands of private people who publish it, then they're protected by the freedom of the press. Yeah. So what WikiLeaks is doing is no different than any other newspaper in the country.
Definitely.
Trevor, one of the things that Assange says he wants to do is set up a platform so that people can donate through SMS payments and through sending in cash, mail, and checks. Do you think this is something that's going to work?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have smaller avenues where they can get money. I'm not sure if the SMS works in the US yet. I think it does in the UK. And this is kind of how they've stayed afloat after Visa and MasterCard and PayPal cut them off 6 months ago. But the money is a lot less than they could be getting. They found a loophole in the Visa system a couple months ago, and they had it open for like 24 hours, and they ended up getting like 6 figures worth of donations. Wow. So that kind of tells you how much money they could really get if they were allowed to take donations like every other company.
Well, Trevor, thank you so much for your insights today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And last month, Assange failed to raise any significant money, unfortunately, from an auction of wiki memorabilia. Currently, the WikiLeaks site is reporting that they have temporarily suspended publishing while they secure more funds for survival. Make sure to keep letting us know your thoughts in the chat room and by tweeting us throughout the show at What's Trending using hashtag WTLive. Now, on a more lighter note, last week news outlets and blogs exploded with coverage of MC Hammer's Web 2.0 Summit, where he announced WireDo, which, although it sounds like it might be a funky new dance move, is actually a relational deep search engine he's expecting to compete against the likes of Google and Bing. Hammer isn't the only entertainer, though, investing in tech. Bono, Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, the list goes on. And of course, early adopter Ashton Kutcher. He's been an angel investor in everything from Foursquare to Flipboard, and regularly pulls out a laptop on his CBS show, 2.5 Men, that is covered with stickers of tech companies he owns a piece of. Pretty good advertising for there. Now, Taryn, the biggest names in entertainment are going in the tech scene. What does this say about where we're heading in our culture.
Well, I think obviously celebrities are saying that they have a lot more power when they own their social media presence. They no longer have to depend on the networks or the studios to give them jobs. If they can connect directly to their fans, then they can secure their place in this world for much longer. So I think it's a long-term play and it's really smart.
Well, yeah, so would you be more about supporting a site or a platform because it had MC Hammer involved?
Well, I mean, I think it's great for celebrities to invest in what they know. And these days, celebrities are so tied into social networking, so it really makes sense for that to be where they put the money. But like, I mean, the MC Hammer thing, I respect the guy, but I think his public perception, people just think of him as MC Hammer with the baggy pants.
He's been involved with social media for a while,
He totally has,
though.
but do you think people are gonna write it off because it's MC Hammer versus if he was more of a, you know, not the face of the company and kind of really put more of a sophisticated look out there?
There actually are some celebrities that are tackling digital platforms that revolve around their own personal interests. Like Joseph Gordon-Levitt founded hitrecord.org, which brings together different artists from all different walks of life to come together to, you know, all contribute and benefit from when it becomes commercial. And then there's Kim Kardashian with Shoe Dazzle. She raised $40 million.
She wears the
in venture
shoes, so
capital.
she might as well have a shoe site.
Right.
You know, it totally makes sense. But she raised $40 million.
That's insane.
Which is like a day of work for her or something.
I know, right?
And then Leonardo DiCaprio, today, this is breaking news here on What's Trending, announced he's investing $4 million in a new, what's it called, Mobi?
It's called Mobi, and it basically takes photos and videos. It's an app, and it automatically tags images of locations where you are.
Wow.
They're trying to make it kind of like Batman in the Dark Knight.
Got it, okay.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if CBS will let him do what he's doing right there with the
Well, they
stickers
did,
on
and
the
actually
laptop.
they got mad after the fact because they said, like, people pay for this type of stuff.
Yeah, but that's smart. I mean, you know, using. I mean, he's got a little billboard there.
That has been part of the issue, though, with celebrities not realizing that they have to disclose when they're investing in a company and they're using their celebrity to give free PR to these companies that they're investing in.
Ashton actually tweeted out that his tech company is looking for people. Over the weekend, he tweeted that they're hiring from coast to coast.
He's becoming like a
he's using
Craigslist
Twitter
ad.
for his own platform.
Ashton Kutcher's like a Craigslist ad for jobs.
It's a slippery slope, but they're not journalists, so they don't have to be held to that kind of you know integrity. And I think more power to them. I mean, I'm sure the whole reason they're having all these followers is to get people to their shows, to buy their products. Bieber's selling cologne, you know. So if Ashton wants to plug his company,
does their business ties affect how you feel about them and your perception of these celebrities?
I mean,
now?
if it's a smart move, then I suppose it does increase their public perception.
Makes you feel like they're smarter, maybe?
Possibly. You know, Ashton was just like the good-looking actor guy, and then he started making all these plays in social media, and for the most part, he's done a good job. So you have to think that he's got something going on there, that he's, you know, knows what he's doing.
He's got depth.
He's got some
nice.
depth.
He's got some
What about the
smarts.
companies that now have them are you going to go to these sites? I mean, like MySpace with Justin Timberlake, perhaps?
That was interesting.
That was a really interesting move.
I think you totally will. I mean, the only reason we're talking about this right now and these companies is because of the celebrities involved with them. So I think it's a very smart move.
And now are geeks the new rock stars, and just
Totally
on that bandwagon?
You've got all the, you know, you've got all these kids making videos for all of the big tech guys, whether it's Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs, or they've become the new celebrity. So yeah.
The funny thing is, those guys make more in the end than some of these actors, and it's even though it's not stable because it's the startup industry. I mean, long term, the business is more there for them than being in the entertainment industry.
Absolutely, the tech industry's become very sexy. You know?
It's a sexy thing.
I mean, I remember when people here would freak out when they'd see Tom from MySpace out at places because everyone was friends with Tom.
Your first friend.
It was your first friend. And so celebrities here would be like, oh my God, I ran into Tom. It's, you know, and he was a celebrity.
He looked just like his profile picture. It was amazing.
You're like, can you sit on a toilet for me, please?
Nice. But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, geeks being the new rock stars, I mean, we all know where we were when Michael Jackson died, and then we all know where we were when we heard that Steve Jobs died, you know, and it's legendary.
No, it definitely is. Things are changing, that's for sure. Well, as to whether Hammer's Wired Do will be a smash hit or put him back in bankruptcy, we'll soon find out. The search engine is in pre-beta and expected to launch before 2012. And whatever technology you're using to watch us, use it to leave a comment. Just do it, please. And of course, go to the chat room or head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/whatstrending. And now it's time for Like or Dislike, where we go thumbs up or thumbs down on the apps and memes we're all talking about. Make sure we know what you like and dislike by casting your vote on our Facebook page now. Lisa Simone, a radio host for Soundpoint, a documentary program that airs on 35 NPR affiliates, was fired last week for organizing an Occupy Wall Street protest in Washington, D.C. The president of Soundpoint told the AP, quote, "In my mind, it's fine if you want to be a leader of an organized protest movement, but you can't also be in a journalistic role." Now, Taryn, getting fired for organizing a protest while being a journalist. Like or dislike?
Dislike. I don't know. I don't know.
The lines are blurred these days. How do you not show what you believe in?
But here's the thing. I think as long as she's being... Every journalist at one point in their career, and we see it all the time, is being accused of swinging to the left or swinging to the right in their actual newscast. And I think as long as she's doing everything she can to be to be neutral while she's at work, then whatever she's doing on the side of work should be fine, just like anything else.
Yes, Justin?
I definitely dislike, but I get it. I mean, like, we went to journalism school together, like we went to Emerson, and we so much time was spent really about this journalistic integrity and unbiased, so I just get that it's such a slippery slope, and then, you know, when you kind of, at your work, have this perception of unbiasedness, but, you know, you get publicity for what you do on the side, it's dangerous. I don't like it. That's why I chose to not, you know, go into that journalistic world. You know, I'm talking about cupcakes. I can say whatever I want. You know, not that people care.
You can show whatever product you want.
So, but yeah, I mean, it sucks, but I think that's the nature of the business that she chose to be in.
Right. And now Anonymous also tweeted something.
Yeah,
really
Anonymous tweeted, "I'm actually conflicted by NPR's actions. They're strictly following their code of ethics, so it really depends on the organization that the person is working or freelancing for, because there's another outlet that this woman works for. It's a classical station in Davidson, North Carolina. She hosts a show called The World of Opera, and they're not taking any action to fire her or
because it's a music
take
show
away her
about
hours. I mean, right. But our audience heavily dislikes this.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I think with everyone protesting these days and the lines being blurred between professional and your personal life on social networks, it's hard.
That's 100%. And I think everyone wants to still see that we're passionate about something and that we care about something. And how do you...
being consistent, you know, with the whole Juan Williams thing, you know, and I think NPR has such a reputation for being left-leaning that they have to be really careful to, you know, just, you know, stop that.
Now, another thing to check out is this. Take This Lollipop. It's a new video project from Jason Zada that integrates your Facebook photos and location information into an eerie short film that shows you being stalked. You can't share your experience with others or put your friends in it. You have to watch the piece yourself. As we all know, cyberstalking, though, is a very serious issue. But Zada's project has already been visited over 7 million times, proving it might be a fun film, too, perhaps? Justin, a personalized cyberstalker film, like or dislike?
I mean, I like it because it's clever and awesome, and I like it that it's going to get people talking and get people a little freaked out. I mean, it's creepy, and it's good that we're talking about this at Halloween time. I mean, you go through a haunted house and you get scared, but how crazy it would be if you go to a haunted house and it's personalized, and that's kind of like what this is, you know?
It's kind of cool.
This is the future of entertainment.
That's the thing. You have to look at it that way.
How many people want to be in a movie with Justin Bieber? I'm sure there's a lot of them. Or
Justin Bieber cyberstalking you, totally.
Yeah, so I think this is really interesting.
Stalking is the highest form of flattery, Shira.
Oh, really? Good to know. And now, what are people saying online?
Our audience mostly likes this. I haven't gotten any comments, but Jason Zada, the founder, is actually a friend of mine, and I asked some of my friends on Twitter to do this, and they said they thought it was fun, but they were really uncomfortable with the pictures that the cyberstalker was choosing.
It's a really creepy looking cyberstalker.
Jason said the cyberstalker is a very busy guy. To go back next time, he'll take more time and choose different pictures.
So they wish the pictures that he chose were hotter pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. They need a better algorithm for that. Or a hotter model cyberstalker. I'd be totally down for that. Well, a new heart attack grill opened in Las Vegas recently, and while customers who tip the scales at more than 350 pounds eat for free, obviously, let's talk about the quadruple bypass meal. 4 half-pound burger patties topped with cheese, bacon, and no lettuce. I feel like I'm in epic mealtime right now. If you make it a meal with the lard fries and the triple butterfat milkshake topped with a pat of real butter, you end up with an 8,000 calorie snack. Yum yum in my tummy. I want to say nom nom nom. All right, Taryn, are you into this meal? Like,
she's getting a stomach ache.
I just.
You're a vegan also.
I'm vegetarian, and I just watched that documentary film. Fast Food Nation.
Yeah.
So I'd seen a couple of other ones, but yeah, I can't possibly like this just given what I just
How could that
saw
not make
with
you hungry?
all the little cows and the little stable. No, it's not even necessarily. Forget about the animal stuff. That's just disgusting. It's like the height of American. The consumption of indulgence and massive amount. Oh, when people are starving, I just feel like it's in poor taste. But
yeah, send this somewhere else to
please
countries that need it. Justin, like or dislike?
It's almost like this whole restaurant was an idea that was cooked up for an episode of Punk'd, and then they ended up
It feels like a
packing
funny
the place.
sketch.
Yeah.
It's an actual business.
It's just a sad state of times for America. But the whole like, we will feed, if you're over 350 pounds, you get to eat for free. Doesn't that eventually put you out of business because you get all your customers fat, you end up having to feed them all for free?
Well, so there have
maybe
been
it's going to be
protests for this. The restaurant in Sin City is doing quite well, as you can see, but the ones in Dallas and Phoenix have shut down due to protests. Because they're saying that it's glorifying obesity. But we've got somebody in our showroom. Most people like this. And
what kind of people are you?
NGH Cynical from our showroom says he's totally there. So
they just want to take pictures. You know, this
calories.
would be a viral picture or video if you ate that whole thing.
Yeah, you get street cred from your friends on Facebook, and then you can go home. But no one's ever. I can't imagine going back twice.
Yeah, no, it sounds disgusting.
But if you can't, if they're banning smoking in bars because of the health hazards, how can this not be?
Change the rules, Justin.
Crack down on this, the FDA. Yeah, I'll change the
Tweet
rules.
it. Tweet that.
I'll tweet it.
Create an online protest. Well, you both have been fabulous today. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Shira.
Our awesome panel.
We agreed that you've been fabulous today.
No, you
have been fabulous.
It's been great. You can, of course, keep up to date with Taryn Southern at TarynSouthern.com, and you can find Justin Willman at JustinWillman.com, making it easy for all of us. Thank you. And please keep letting us know your thoughts and questions by tweeting us at What's Trending using hashtag WTLive. Now, our Innovator series is all about the people using emerging technology to change the way we see our world. It may seem like a difficult task to combine culture, technology, and sustainable living, but that is exactly the goal of Shift. Shift is a multimedia platform founded by film producer Peter Glatzer and actor-filmmaker Adrian Grenier, aimed at promoting environmentalism. What's Trending caught up with the founders to find out how they're using video, design, and art to shift the way we live. Take a look.
Shift is a lifestyle. It's a positive, forward-thinking, sustainable living experience.
For Shift.com, when we curate, and for pop-ups, when we do brick-and-mortar pop-ups, we really just look for things that inspire us, that are exciting, that are beautiful, that are well-designed, that speak to the future. I think you're seeing a trend in consumers wanting sustainable characteristics in the products that they buy.
Well, what makes Shift.com different is that we're not extreme environmentalists. We're not preachy. We really provide tangible, very accessible solutions. But what we do differently is we say, no, it can't just be green. It has to be something that you want. That has to be aspirational. It has to be something that you are excited about getting involved with. Otherwise, you're just doing it on a perfunctory level, and you'll ultimately end up throwing it away anyway, and that inherently is not a green thing.
People are looking for more sustainable things in the products that they're buying, and we applaud that. We embrace this burgeoning marketplace of sustainable design and sustainable options for people.
I've had moments in my life where the problems of the world seem so overwhelming that I ultimately become apathetic. But through our journey together and through Shift's demonstration, I see that it doesn't have to be overwhelming or daunting, that it can be inspiring and exciting.
Welcome to Influencer, our series of conversations with the world's thought leaders, the people creating the trends that we are all talking about. Since 2007, her original web series, The Guild, has grown into an online phenomenon and game changer for many independent content creators. She's also starred in fan favorites like Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along blog and popular TV shows like Sci-Fi's Eureka. Besides being a talented actress, she's also known for bringing her skills behind the camera, most recently writing and starring in Dragon Age Redemption. Please welcome, everyone, Felicia Day.
I'm applauding myself.
You're like, yeah, you just got into it.
For
it's
me.
Like exciting. No, I'm so great to have you here. We've been trying so hard to get you here, and your schedule is so busy.
It has been a crazy, I think I looked at my calendar and I haven't had a day off since Comic-Con, which strangely was in July. So it's been very good 3 months.
Yeah, well, because you found your niche, right?
Yeah, that's the cool thing is that some people you know, the rationale is to please everybody, but like when I kind of abandoned that and just decided to be who I was, no matter what, that's just sort of where everything took off, which I never deliberately did that. I just was like, well, I'm going to be myself no matter what. So
yeah, and now let's talk about your latest Dragon Age Redemption, how that all came to be, because it's a really interesting project, how it has different elements to it and using different mediums, you could say.
Yeah, no, definitely that was the appeal for me.
Yeah.
You know, doing the Guild full time is it's a lot. It's like doing a TV show, I mean, year round. So we're not just doing the videos, we're like, you know, communicating with our community all the time. So like when EA approached me to work on something, I was like excited because of course, you know, games are what I love. Yeah. And then I discovered that they would let me do something with Dragon Age, which is my favorite role-playing game. So it kind of morphed into this sort of, I would do a web series that I would create a character for myself, and then they would take that character and make a DLC packet. So the cool thing is that you can watch the web series. We're on our 3rd episode today, but you can also download the Mark of the Assassin, which is a DLC pack, and play fully with my character, which was mo-capped, facial capped, and all the vocal recording.
That is so rare for a company to understand the connection between those two worlds and the importance of having you play a character plus do the web series.
Yeah, it's sort of, I mean, people bandy this word about transmedia a lot. It became a catchphrase, but like, I really believe that this is probably a really cool example of that, because you are taking, you know, you're filling out a world in a way where you can experience a character in multi, you know, facets. Yeah. So yeah, it's been a really cool journey, and working with BioWare was a dream come true because they're just an amazing, you know, video game company.
Yeah. How do you manage the role of writer, producer?
It's a
actress,
lot.
Everything.
I mean, it is a lot. It's you just have to learn when to. I mean, you know, when I'm not on screen, I'm always the producer, and in the script, I kind of isolate myself to write, because I think in order to create something from scratch, you have to sort of insulate yourself from other people's opinions to get the germ of what you really love on the page. So that's kind of the hardest, cutting everything off in order to be able to create that first thing, like who is this character, who is my character, what is the story going to be, will that fit in their world, and that creative process is probably the hardest for me to cut off from, because I'm always online.
Then do you ever cut off?
Never. I mean, I'm trying more and more. I'm doing my 2 email a day rule, so I check in the morning and afternoon.
I feel very honored to be part of that 2 email a day when you responded. I will be there tomorrow.
I am there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's not 100% consistent yet, but I feel like that's the one thing. Like, does it need to be answered immediately? No, you can wait until 5 p.m. So I'm trying that out.
And now the guilds, the big, the mothership.
The
mothership. Well, this is just the show that I feel like, I mean, it launched you into this whole world that has had so many adventures for you. Now, is it continuing? You're in season 5.
We just finished season 5 last week, or the week before, the 11th. And we don't know if we're going to get picked up. We've had a wonderful partnership with Xbox and Sprint for 4 seasons now. So we'll see, you know, what happens. The cool thing is about the show, it just keeps growing strangely. I mean, you know, because I think we started from such a small place that people are aware of the show. Like every day I get like a dozen tweets, hey, I just discovered the Guild, but we've been on for like 4 years. So it's a really interesting process. I definitely have another story in me for another season, so cross fingers. And you know, we have the comic books, and we have, you know, the Halloween costume. You could dress as me.
I know. Do we have that image? I don't know if we can show. Oh, we don't. Just go online.
Yeah, you Codex. Can look at, Codex costume.
It's amazing.
It's very bizarre to me.
I discovered it last night, and I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious.
It looks really nice. Last week we did a BlizzCon convention, and a couple of people were wearing it. I was like, oh, you look pretty.
What does that feel like when you go to these conventions now and conferences? I mean, they keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love conventions. They built our show basically from the ground up. I was outside BlizzCon in 2007 handing out bookmarks to people. Please watch my web show, and they didn't know what it was. So literally we've grown with that. And that's why the last season of the Guild I did, you know, the Guild goes to a convention, because that's kind of my homage to how much I love conventions, fan conventions in a way. It's where you can meet with people who love what you love.
Yeah, and well, we had a ton of Facebook, Google, plus Twitter questions for you. So we have one from Patrice Hall from Google Plus, who asks, I'd like to know how she worked up the courage to take the leap and produce the Guild.
I think it was just a question of, it was very scary. I think whenever we try to do something outside our box, we think about all the negative things that are going to happen. But, in the end of the day, I knew that I would be disappointed in myself if I didn't try, even if I failed. And I think that's kind of the lesson for everything. Failure is actually something you learn more from than success. So the fact that we decided to do it and I had a support system around me, we were just going to make it together and not have expectation to impress or anything. And that's kind of where I think the spirit of all creativity should come from.
Yeah, definitely. So David Amerland asks, is she a writer first who then also appears to act the part?
I don't know what that means. I mean, I certainly take my role of, when I write, I want to write the best part for everybody, not just myself.
Yeah.
And I have great actors that I work with. You just take the hat off. It is definitely a process when I finally say, hey, I'm not going to be able to rewrite this anymore. Here's the script as an actor to work on. It definitely is a different process of thinking about what I'm going to do with that. And it makes me actually find things that I didn't know that I wrote in the part as an actor. So it's a weird process.
And now Caesar C.S. Windmill. I
don't know if that's his real name?
Yes, maybe, I don't know. Could you talk about the big question in web series production? How to monetize it or just survive in the process? A lot of people want to know that.
I mean, I think a lot of people have expectations where they're going to have an overnight success. But like I said, we're in it. I've been doing this show for 4 years and we still have people finding the show. So, there are exceptions where people will absolutely upload something and you'll get 1 million hits in a week. But that is the rare exception. That's like becoming Tom Cruise as an actor. Like, if you're doing what you love and you'll keep going. Even if you get, 100 views or 10,000, and you'll get better at what you do when you do more of it. So, you have to be realistic about your expectations, and but then again, you're making something that's unique to yourself. And as long as you're, keep doing that, I think you can find an audience. And the cool thing is, on the internet, you don't have to please everybody. You can please the small segment that you're talking to, as long as you feel passionately as they do about the subject you're talking about.
Yes, and we have Timothy Shea.
I know him.
We all know Tim.
He just had a baby.
I know.
Congratulations,
He's
Tim.
a friend. He also wants to know this because you guys obviously don't hang up enough, so he wanted us to ask.
He's in New York, yeah.
He wanted us to ask it on our live show. I'd love to know what Felicia's fave shows on the web or TV are. Who are the people who inspire her?
Oh, wow. I mean, I definitely think that Tina Fey is kind of like my idol in a sense. I know that's like setting the, you have to have a very high bar. And Joss Whedon, he just decided to do a Shakespeare movie in his house that just got announced yesterday, Much Ado About Nothing. And he's somebody who doesn't have to risk all and put it out there at his position. And yet as a creator, he needs to do that. And that's how the most innovative things happen, is people taking leaps even though they don't have to. So I mean, that's very inspiring to me, that you constantly have to reinvent yourself and push your limits and not get complacent in order to stay relevant and just like yourself in a sense.
To challenge yourself.
Yeah,
also.
challenge
Be
yourself.
True to who you are.
Exactly. So I guess they're definitely some of my idols in a sense. And there's some amazing web shows out there that are Anyone But Me and Awkward Embraces. They're some really cool indie shows out there that the challenge is just finding them in a sense as an audience member. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I tweet, millions of times I'm on Eureka, and then 8 months in, they're like, what's Eureka? I'm like, do you follow me or not? It's
interesting, the marketing behind web versus TV.
It is, it's hard. It's like I like to call it an info colander. Every time you send something out, maybe 5% will see it. So you have to find that delicate balance about, trying to get it out there, as many people see it, and not fatigue the people who, will be paying attention all the time.
And what's next for you? You're taking a little break?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an intense. I've been doing The Guild Season 5 and Dragon Age Redemption and all the mocap for that and comic books and Eureka. So I've actually decided to take the last couple months and just kind of think of new things to do. And that might involve taking a pottery class.
Oh.
I don't know. It's something different.
Yes. You're inspired. Well, does that inspire you?
I think that your brain, I mean, everything you do affects what your brain is. Yeah. And in order to, grow as a person, you have to do things that you don't do all the time.
Definitely.
So, I don't know. That's just my theory.
That's very cool.
I'm not a scientist.
Well, it is so fabulous having you here finally.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Your set is beautiful. So.
Oh, thank you. Well, we love the web and the community, so it's about keeping it going, and you've been a leader in that. So thanks. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And of course, all of you keep up with Felicia Day. If you already don't, go to her Twitter @Felicia Day FeliciaDay.com, and make sure to check out her new series, Dragon Age Redemption, on the Machinima channel on YouTube. Let's all give a round of applause. Yes. All right. Well, the 2012 presidential race is in full swing. President Obama is already out on the campaign trail and making noise online with his new Tumblr account. And Republican primaries are less than 2 months away. We partnered with VU.com this week to ask you, what is the most important issue you want to see presidential candidates focus on this election? Let's take a look at some of your video responses.
I think the biggest, most important issue that the presidential candidate should address is definitely the economy.
One of the main things is maybe Obama's nuclear power policy. I'm not really too for it. I don't think a lot of people in America are for it.
How a country can work together for the greater good of its people, rather than, you know, for the benefit of its party alone.
Education, I think, should be a big focus. Of course, the economy. And a big issue to me is how they will keep the separation between church and state.
I don't know what that means.
Just kind of an overhaul of the way that many of the systems, the banking and financial systems work in terms of distributing the wealth and, you know, where they're taking it and where it's going.
We need to talk about our foreign affairs. We need to know how we're going to fix our international relationships. How are we going to improve them? We need to talk about that.
I would definitely pick healthcare, one, because that is globally so important, and I don't know why the U.S. hasn't done more about it.
I think the Occupy Wall Street stuff has really shone a light on, you know, how regular people feel, and the fact that it's spreading across the globe, you know, illustrates that these are really global issues that are important to everybody, not just Americans.
It's been a musical week on the internet, and here are the top 5 videos that everyone's been sharing. Zooey Deschanel struck out with her lackluster version of the national anthem at Game 4 of the World Series.
You see, by the dawn's early light.
George Watsky has been racking up views for his video, Letter to My 16-Year-Old Self.
Future you is just past you with new molecules.
Rihanna and Calvin Harris bring fans on a tragic romantic journey with We Found Love, which quickly hit over 8 million views. Justin Bieber warmed us up with his first holiday single, Mistletoe. And finally, this house generation by dressing up as an LMFAO. For more of what we're watching now, head over to our blog on whatstrending.com. That was a beautiful cover of Come As You Are by Yuna. At the age of 19, while in law school in Malaysia, she picked up a guitar and started playing. Now, Yuna is an award-winning singer-songwriter. She has been internationally celebrated by critics and fans, toured with Raphael Sadiq, and has a brand new EP out called Decorate. Please welcome Yuna. Hi. It's so great to see you here in Los Angeles. You're not usually here, though.
Well, I just moved out here a year and a half ago.
Okay.
But, you know, I go back to Malaysia a lot, so.
What do you see the differences in terms of the audiences?
Well, it's pretty much the same, I think. You know, there's, I mean, I'm the kind of person who could adapt to different things, you know, really quickly, so.
And what an interesting story you have that you just jumped into music. I mean, is your family involved in music?
Well, my dad, he sings and he plays a lot of instruments, you know, the guitar, the drums. So I pretty much grew up in a very musically inclined family, kind of like.
What inspires you in your music?
Whenever I travel, I think, you know, I see a lot of things, and I meet a lot of people, and you know, I listen to a lot of different stuff online. So
yeah, you're so connected online. I was so amazed by your social media presence. You have over 1 million Facebook likes, over 180,000 Twitter followers. How did you build that connection with your fans?
Wow, it started out like 5 years ago, I think. You know, I just discovered you could upload your songs online, and then you could actually share them with your fans. You know, so I had like 3 songs on my webpage, and then I had like 3 fans, and then 3,000 fans, and then 30,000 fans. So you know, it just it was really cool to see, you know, how people could just quickly share music online. So.
And it definitely probably changes the way you distribute your music, you create your music. Yeah. All right, well, we are so excited to have you here today.
Thank you.
Here to perform the title track off her new EP, Decorate. Live on What's Trending, it's Yuna.
So you decided to see me out of the blue. Should I let you come over? I think you're doing fine. That girl in your arms, does she know where you come from? Almost made me move out of town. You don't want me to be around, but I stayed anyway, just in case. Finding reasons to hate you more than before, like how you said you would call, but never at all. Got rid of your number that I know by heart. You left your things at my place, as if I have all the space, 'cause you know I don't mind. Just come back when you think it's time. I'm all black and white inside, more tenderness from left to right. I decorate my house with things you love, just in case you show up, in case you show up. So you decided to see me out of the blue, see me out of the blue. I'm all black and white inside, more tenderness from left to right. I decorate my house with things you love, just in case you show up, in case you show up.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today. Yuna, the new EP is called Decorate, and you can find it on Amazon, iTunes, or by heading, of course, to her website, yunamusic.com. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Felicia Day, Taryn Southern, Justin Willman, and of course, you, yes, you, for stopping by today. Remember to join us this Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Time for our Stop Bullying Town Hall. You can even start getting involved right now by sending us questions for our expert panel, or by simply uploading a picture of yourself holding a sign that says Stop Bullying to our Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We are online all the time at whatstrending.com. See you guys soon.